welcome into the studio, Darcy Louch.
Hi, good evening.
Hello. This is exciting to have you in.
Thank you for having me.
Because I know you've been busy this week already.
Yes, definitely.
I'm just a part of it. Like I'm not it. And normally I'm it. Like I'm just a part of your week. So how was your week been? Tuesday. How did it all go?
Yeah. It was a great gig. I felt really kind of grateful to be a part of it. It wasn't kind of like your typical getting bands in ticket sales kind of being pushed kind of event. So that was really nice. It just made it like a really nice feeling to the event. It was really good. Yeah.
What was it actually for? Because it wasn't just your open mic nights and your gigs, was it? It was actually for something quite special.
So it was a Burnt Toast Productions gig, and they do charity nights for different charities, and they ask you when you sign up for the gigs to say things that are kind of relevant to you, and I'd put down about SEND and disabilities because that's where I work, the field that I work in, and they came to me with this gig for a communication disabilities charity called Include, and I was like, yeah, this is perfect, let's do it. So yeah, I was really pleased to be invited to be a part of it.
That's like the most like beautiful way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's surely like putting something like that, like, because music is like all to do with the heart, isn't it? Like that's what I've learned from on air acoustic. If it is not from the heart, then you're probably not having your best music. So
yeah,
to have something so special, so close to you, to be able to be on stage, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. We even had someone from the charity come up on stage with us and sign during my new release, which was really cool. It was really nice.
No way. That must be so cool for you, though.
Yeah, it was like worlds coming together kind of thing. Like I learnt the signs as well and performed them along with the singing. So it was it was really fun. I'll be posting some videos of it hopefully soon on social media.
That's one of the coolest things, man. I've never ever had someone who's done that before. So this is like an on-air acoustic new.
Yeah, I mean when we do it, I might actually not be able to do it without the signs. So we'll see.
Nice. That's amazing that you like. So how did the sort of audience take it when you were doing all this?
The reaction from the audience was amazing. It was such a good crowd. It just felt really supportive and nice, and like you were really wanted there, it was lovely. It was really nice. Is
it kind of just like, is everyone who performs, is it everyone like has the similar thing to you, have something like you're showing which you're telling? Or is it kind of just you, or is it just focused on you?
There were 4 acts on the bill, and each one had a different connection to the charity. So there was another one of the acts had worked in special schools as well. So that was their connection. Yeah, everyone had a different kind of link to it, and that's how they pick the acts for the night. So it was really nice.
And what are they called?
Burnt Toast.
Burnt Toast.
Yeah,
I love that.
And it's all like independent artists and stuff, so that what they're doing is great for independent artists. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to give them a follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
they're
that.
Amazing, so friendly and welcoming, and just like a great team to be around.
The message there is just incredible.
Yeah, I've never come across anything like it.
Like the foundation from like what they want to build and where they want to head is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so glad that we got to be a part of it.
That's so cool. I love that. So you're on a real high then this week.
Yeah, definitely still buzzing. I mean, yesterday not so much because I was really tired because I still had to get up and go to work the next day. But it was worth it.
Welcome to grassroots music, right?
Yeah, I know.
But I guess if you're because like what you're working with, isn't it? So I guess it's weird to sort of like, what was your reaction when you went in the next day?
So a few people from school actually came, much to John's disgust. They came along, and then I had people, they'd obviously sent videos out to people in the school, and had people coming up and sort of saying that they'd seen the videos, and it was great. And the response was really nice. We're lucky, we have a nice school community, so that was good. Yeah,
you must be buzzing.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder you're buzzing. Like, that's just the most amazing thing. Well, we want to know more about you, who you are. Like, where did it all start for you with the music thing?
So I mean, I've always loved listening to music. I grew up listening to music, and always had like a really wide range of music that I listened to. So I remember being sort of like 4 or 5, going to Woolworths to buy my albums and stuff, and I'd be listening to like
Woolworths.
Yeah. Buying like Britney Spears and then Busted, and then like my mum was really into kind of soul Motown music, so I grew up listening to a lot of Stevie Wonder and those kind of people. Etta James was a favourite of mine when I was younger. So I just always loved listening to music. I performed a little bit at school, secondary school, did a few of our we did a Stars in the Rise event.
Oh, nice.
That I used to do, so I did that a little bit. And then I left school, and I didn't really do a lot with music. I was quite shy, and I just was not ready to do it. But my husband was sort of saying, you need to do music. And I started performing live, I think 3 years ago. It might have been 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, yeah. Started performing live just in venues around Camden. That's where we lived at the time.
Nice.
Just started recording music, and here we are.
That's so interesting that you say Camden, because there's a very, very famous artist in Camden that the minute I listened to her music, I was like, hang on a minute. You know who I'm on about, right?
It's Amy, right?
Amy. I listen to music. I feel like she must have been a big influence on you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I didn't mention that, actually. I remember my mum's friend burning the Back to Black album onto a CD for me.
You're throwing them all out
I know,
today.
we're having the real throwbacks today. Had that. I played it to death, and I used to not let my mum and dad watch me when I sang. So I'd go into the spare room and play my music and sing, and my mum had to sit on the top step of the stairs, and
so
I'd
cool.
shut the door so she couldn't see
cute.
me. I definitely sang a lot of the Back to Black album over and over and over again.
There you go.
Yeah,
I thought when I was like, oh, she sounds so much like. I mean, not so much like I can just hear like an influence.
Yeah. Oh no, that's a huge compliment. So thank you.
Well, I've seen I was just literally watched the. What's it called? I think it's called Back to Black.
Yeah, the new film, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was like, the Camden thing. It must have been so cool living in Camden.
Yeah, it was a good place to live, doing sort of gigging for the first time, because you had everywhere just like on your doorstep. Like I did the Fiddler's Elbow quite a few times, and kind of all of the Soho places like Spice of Life and stuff were just right there for you. So it was definitely, especially when you're doing midweek gigs and working in a school the next day, it was handy. It was handy.
That must be a wild one.
Yeah, it's like being Hannah Montana, but like less cool. Like much less cool. Double life, definitely double life.
But like, I guess because what do you teach?
So I'm assistant head teacher in a special school.
Nice.
So we kind of, it's almost like being a primary school teacher, I would liken it to. We teach a bit of everything.
Nice.
So I do bring music into my teaching a lot. Well, I used to, when I was teaching more, bring music into my teaching a lot.
That was so cool. It's like School of Rock.
Yeah, like I used to write stories and make them into kind of little mini musicals. So I'd like sing the story, and we'd do like different stuff with each part.
Why couldn't I have had you as a teacher? Like most of my teachers are just boring and dull and just hated me. Like they just couldn't understand me. Not that they didn't probably hate me. I was just a nuisance. I was just like, this is why I'm here. I was just a distraction. Now I just say, I'm just a professional distraction. That's what. The school report said he's a distraction. Well, why not just be a distraction and
why not make a job out of it?
Exactly. That's what I thought. Let's start earning some money out of it, which will be one day, hopefully. No, that's so cool that you do that, because I think it's like if you can. I always think that if you can do stuff like the Moneymaker, what is it? The 9 till 5 helps the 5 till 9.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you can try and get them all in together, that's the most amazing thing.
Yeah. And I've been sort of lucky that I've found work in a place where I've found a fellow musician, and that's kind of happened quite naturally, so it's been good. Yeah,
that's so cool. Yeah, because we have to welcome in like John into the studio, because we've kind of like we've sort of said about this, and we've said this name John.
Just the guy in the corner.
Yeah, but that is so cool that you kind of like, how did that one start out?
John worked at the school that I work at before I started, for a long time before I started, I think we just got talking when I started when we sort of getting to know each other, and just found out that we were both into music.
There's usually somebody that blabs, you know, so that one or two people at school. I mean, I've been at the school now for about 18 years, and one or two of them have discovered what I do when I'm not at school sometimes. And there's usually somebody that just blabs and sort of, oh, have you seen this? And and then the floodgates open.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think mine was actually when you start work in a school now, you have to have a social media check before you start.
Yeah,
and,
I can imagine actually, yeah.
Obviously, when you do my social media check, lots of music stuff comes up. And so I remember when I started, the head teacher saying, oh, you do music? And I was like, yeah. And then I think that was it sort of was out of the bag before it was even in the bag.
All I've got is this image of School of Rock.
I mean, we did do a school gig in the summer, didn't we? We performed at the summer fair, much against John's better judgment, I think.
Well, yeah, sort of having managed to avoid live performance for about 6 years, I'm sort of dragged out of musical retirement to accompany Darcy at the school fair. I mean, that's about as rock and roll as it gets, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, I came along and just dragged you out kicking and screaming, didn't I?
Sandwiched between the second-hand clothes and the burgers.
There you go, see? That's the beauty. Yes, of course, everyone wants Wembley and the O2, but these are the good ones, I tell you.
These are the ones you're going to remember. Remember when we did the summer fair at school? That was great.
I'd love it if you played Wembley one day and you just come off and go, yeah, it wasn't quite the summer fair though, was it?
No, it doesn't have the same feel to it.
Should we have a little bet now that you don't say that?
Should we have a little bet now that I don't make it to Wembley?
Well, you never know. You never know.
You never know, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
we can dream one day.
No, there was a point.
We need the head teacher in the stocks having the wet sponges thrown at him.
Oh yeah, maybe I can bring him down to the backstage and throw some sponges at him.
See, we've already got it nailed. Look, we'll just write the plan down, and there you go. We'll manifest it, and it will happen. And also, actually, just thinking, like going back as well, you said you gave up on music for a little bit. You went on a quiet period of music, but then your husband said that you should go back into it. But then you also said that, you know, you didn't even want your mum and dad listening to you. So how did he hear you and then push you? So
I mean, I always sing in the car. I'm always singing when I can't feel people looking at me. I mean, less so now. I don't mind people looking too much. Kind of how it comes with the job, doesn't it?
Oh yes.
But he heard me singing in the car, and I mean, I'd sing indoors. We'd do karaoke indoors and stuff, and he'd be like, "No, you're too good. You need to do it properly." And it just took me a while, I think, to be confident enough in myself. I mean, still not there. I don't know if anybody ever is.
No, of course not. Yeah.
But it just took me a while to be like, okay, actually, maybe you are not lying to me. Maybe you're not completely biased. Maybe I can sing a little bit.
Yeah. He's had enough of his job. He's like, hang on a minute, no, go on.
Yeah, he's always like,
try and make it.
When you're famous, I'm going to do this.
Just remember who put you here. See, love that. Well, you're saying about your amazing voice, and I know you've got an amazing voice, but the guys for my community of on-air acoustic listeners, they now want to hear your voice. So
Absolutely.
If you're ready, are you ready for your first song?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, love that. Right, what are we kicking off with?
So this is Worst Enemy, and it was the first song that I released when I started doing my own music. So it's quite a special one for me, and it's literally about being your own worst enemy and kind of holding yourself back.
Yes, I've been there.
I think we all have.
Yeah. Right, awesome. Well, when you are ready, Darcy, take it away.
Enemy, my brain keeps going, and I can't find a way to make it stop. Putting all this pressure on and trying to keep on top of everything, but it's really just too much. Don't you feel like giving up when people just expect too much? Then you realize it's only you. I'm fighting myself all day, don't matter what no one says. I'm a critic, I can't quit it, and I can't stop overthinking. I'm a worst enemy. reflections, trying to rethink what I did wrong when I really only try to be myself. Can't stop thinking people judge me for the little things I missed out despite all the other things that I have done. I keep trying more and more, just keep banging on the door, but nobody can let me in but me. Do you feel like giving up? Cause people just expect too much. Just remember to believe in you. I'm fighting myself all day. Don't matter what no one says. I'm a critic, I can't quit it, and I can't stop overthinking. I'm my worst. I don't know what you see when you look at me, but I'm sure it's not the same as the reflection looking back at me. I try to find the good, I really wish I could, but I'm facing an enemy that I can't say. I'm fighting myself all day. Don't matter what no one says. I'm a critic, I can't quit it, and I can't stop overthinking. I'm my worst. Fighting myself all day. Don't matter what no one says. I'm a critic, I can't quit it, and I can't stop overthinking. I'm my worst enemy. Thank you.
It's just so good.
Thank you.
Darcy Louch with Worst Enemy for On Air Acoustic. Man, that's how you do a debut single, right?
Yeah, well, thank you.
That's the first one I actually heard from you, when we were in contact, and I was like, oh yeah, you're coming on.
Oh, thank you.
And I just hear that kind of have a front row seat to that. That's incredible.
Oh, thank you.
But we need to talk about it because it's the first track that you brought out.
Yeah.
And it's quite a heavy one on your own self. So it's quite a, for me, I'm like, wow, that's what you kicked off with.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just kind of came about because I was kind of talking about how I kind of I'm my own worst critic, and really I need to stop that. So I was like, that could be a good song, let's do it. And it just kind of, the words started off in my head and I was like, okay, it's going somewhere. And then it just became a whole song.
But it can be a good thing though, right, being your sort of worst critic at times, as long as it's not an unhealthy amount.
Yeah.
It keeps your kind of feet on the ground, doesn't it?
Yeah, like a little bit. I'll listen back to videos of performances and stuff and I'll be like, oh, there was that one really tiny note that I really didn't like, and other people will be like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm like, yeah, but I do, so so I can hear it, so that means that it's not good. But it's always the tiny things that I'm like, imagine I didn't do that, then it would have been really good.
I know what you feel like, because it's like when you do a link on the radio, I know you're doing it, and you just go, then you go, and you go, no, I've just missed out the first link. You're like, I know how it feels, and it's just one of those things, because you can do 10 great links, but that one you do wrong is the one you remember.
And nobody else notices. Nobody else is going to remember that one note. I mean, I don't even remember that one note that I messed up in whatever song it was 2 years ago. I don't remember that. I remember, the crowds and how the energy of the gig was, rather than that thing. But in the moment, it feels like such a massive deal. And you're like, I hate that.
But it only makes you better as an artist.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like a presenter. Now, when I first would come on the radio, I was having to try and get every single thing perfect. But what we did realise is we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why am I thinking so much? It's just a conversation. No one's going... If you said... if we were talking right now and I was going, thinking about it, and then you would not think about it,
because it's just natural.
I know, right? But it's just the silly things that we do in our in our profession, right?
I really notice it when I make TikToks of me talking. and I put the captions on, I see how much I say or because the captions tell me, and I'm like, what am I doing? But I don't notice when I'm talking, and I'm sure nobody else does, but it's just the captions calling me out.
Here you go, here's one for next year. Every time you see it, you've got to put £1 in a jar.
I'd have so much money by Christmas, I'm telling you.
There you go. We'll do this time next year. We'll do it. We'll just count it out.
Yeah.
on air. We'll start. We'll go. Oh, that's it. Right, Darcy's got to go now. Bye. We're out of time. So it sounds like your music is very therapy sessioned.
Yeah.
Like it's a therapy session for you.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice, really.
Yeah. I guess I don't like to write about things that are not real. Even I've got a song called Love Game, which is not really very autobiographical at all, because it's all about kind of social media relationships, and that's definitely not me, because I have been with the same person since I was 16. So,
oh wow!
So it's definitely not me kind of going on dates and one night stands, that kind of thing, but it was still based on something that I'd seen or something that I'd watched, and that's kind of where my songwriting comes from. I find it difficult to write about things that I've not felt or seen or experienced. It could even be a conversation or just like a line in a video or something that I've seen that I'll be like, that would be a good song, and then it comes from there. So yeah, it has to be something like real, something that means something.
Yeah. That must be a nightmare going for dinner with you. You just hear like at the table next to you going for it, and you must be like, all right, awesome, like you're off, you write your song and I'll just eat over it.
Yeah, we had my new song Love Language actually came from a conversation that we had in a leadership meeting, and it's about my husband and our kind of relationship, but the initial inspiration came from a conversation that we were having in leadership. So that's random, but it's just where it comes from when the inspiration hits, I guess.
Yeah. I'll never ever get tired of hearing where songs are born from.
Yeah.
I'll never ever get tired. It's so great. Just when you think you've heard them all, you then go, oh yeah, in a leadership meeting.
Yeah, I don't think our leadership meeting is very normal, to be honest, but yeah, it was it's an interesting one. Yeah,
that's the crazy thing, right? But I love that as well. Like if you take anything away from it, you've taken away a song.
Yeah. And I'm quite pleased with how it turned out, so thank you, SLT.
That's amazing. Are you playing that one for us tonight?
Yeah, we are. We're going to do that last. Save the newest till last. I won't say best, but maybe you can let me know what you think.
Yeah, the community will let you know, I'll tell you that. Yeah, because that one's coming out, or has it just come out?
It came out on Tuesday, it was really nice that it came out on the day of the gig. So that was cool.
That's so cool. It's so good that you get to do a gig. Did it work out that way, that you wanted to release it on that day?
I had already decided I was going to release it on that day because it was my husband's birthday.
Oh,
so
nice.
It was like,
happy birthday to him.
Thank you. So that was like, yeah, I'll do it on that day. And then I got the message about the gig, and I was like, okay, all of the stars are aligning.
There you go. See,
I've got to do it. So yeah, it just kind of all fell into place, really.
Was it ready though, like to go for it, or did you kind of go,
ready.
Go guys, like, we need to get it pushed?
So I recorded 3 songs earlier this year, and that was the second of them. So it was all ready to go. I've got another third one little hanging around in my back pocket, ready to go soon. Don't know when yet, but
that's so cool.
Yeah, there's another one hanging around there. So there were 3. So it was ready to go. I just had to decide when to release it.
Yeah, I think that for me would be like the craziest thing, like releasing it. Like I'd just be like, because I'd be like a yes, no, yes, like I don't know. How's your relationship with like releasing music?
It's a weird one. It's one of those things that I really don't want to do all of the like admin for, like uploading it, and then you've got to do the artwork, and then you've got to do the promo, and you've got to stay on top of things, and I'm not very good at that. So I always dread doing it, but then once I do it, I'm like, oh yeah, exciting. And I hate when you sync the lyrics to the track and DistroKid is my least favourite thing to do, because you've got to do it all in one take, and the stress I feel when I'm pressing that space bar is unbelievable.
It's the things people don't see, right?
Yeah, so when you're listening to my songs on Spotify and the lyrics are all nicely timed to the song, just remember me sitting there having a nervous breakdown about the space bar.
This is it right now, like where we're at right now with like this whole grassroots music thing and all the up and comings and all this stuff. people just don't realise how much effort, because people go, when are you going to get a real job? I don't know if you've had this. I mean, I have.
Suppose because I do have a real job as well, I don't get that so much. I mean, you're kind of you're the artist, you're the producer sometimes, not necessarily me, but you're an agent, you're
the promoter,
you're social media manager, you're all of these things, and it's a lot of stuff to keep on top of, especially when you've got a real job as well. So yeah, it's definitely something I need to get better at, but it's a lot. It's a lot, and you just you see me sitting there with my space bar. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's great that those things are there for independent artists to do all of that stuff, because a lot of people wouldn't be able to hear my music or see the synced lyrics if that wasn't available. So I'm not complaining. Well, I am a bit, but I'm not complaining that it exists. I'm just complaining that I personally have to do it.
Yeah. It's right. What we basically need to do, the community who are listening right now, we all need to come together.
Yes, everybody come and do all of the jobs one little for job. Me, and I'll just turn up and sing. That would be amazing.
Love that. But it was mad because I was listening to a load of podcasts recently, and Rod Stewart is 80 and he's about to do Glastonbury. And I was thinking,
that's incredible.
How mad, would the music industry looked back when he was starting?
Yeah.
It must have been crazy. Look what we've got now.
Yeah.
We've just, we've got to do loads of stuff for it now. We've got to, you've got your whole Spotify, then you've got YouTube, SoundCloud, then you've got to have your artwork, then you've got to have your lyrics, and then you've got to do this, and you've got to do that. They must just, put it on a cassette and gone, awesome.
Have that. There you go.
Play it.
There it is.
That's it.
Yeah. And I don't think there was as much kind of politics and getting to the right people as, maybe there was, but it doesn't feel that there was as much of the kind of industry kind of playing to the industry as there is now. It's difficult for independent artists, definitely.
I see it all the time when people come in here, and it's just everyone's kind of got that same thing of we want it, we really want it, but it's just there just seems to be these things that it's harder than easy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just feels like one more thing, just one more hurdle to jump. Then you're going to get, oh no, there's another hurdle to jump. God, Jesus.
Yeah. It's a lot, and it does kind of feel like never ending, because you're constantly having to try and stay on top of things to keep the momentum going. So yeah, you know how it is. But yeah, it can be a lot, but it's worth it. You've got music out there that people are listening to at the end of the day, which is the main thing. So
no, that's exactly why I created On Air Acoustic, because I just want to know more musicians.
Yeah,
the charts are just they've got a new one out. I just found I just found it so boring that was looking at. Someone like an artist, take whoever you want, would be. It's they've got 4 of their debut in the top 5 charts. I'm like, this isn't music. Well done to them. They're smashing it, but that's not music.
Yeah.
There's loads of other people out there.
There's not a lot of diversity in music, and especially in top chart music. It's quite narrow. You get your kind of TikTok viral sounds and songs that kind of shoot up. But yeah, generally it's quite a lot of the same people, really.
I'm going to get into TikTok next year, big time.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with TikTok. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I posted a video yesterday and it got 400 views, and then I post one tomorrow and it gets 23, and I just don't understand what I'm doing wrong.
The algorithms, I tell you, the
algorithms are out to get
another hurdle.
Yeah, literally, the algorithms can get in the bin.
Yeah, I don't understand them. I don't understand TikTok. I'm in my 30s. TikTok's not made for people like me, man.
No, I don't think it's made for anyone, really. I don't know.
These kids know it. These kids know it. They go on, they say, oh, you need to post it this time. Yeah. I'm like, I need to lie down.
Yeah, I haven't got energy in my brain, space in my brain for all of that timing it at this time. And
I know. But yeah, let's forget TikTok. More about the music. Let's have another one from you.
Yeah.
Which one are we going for next?
So this is an exclusive, actually. Never been heard by anyone apart from myself and John, actually. Well, the actual song has, but not our version. John wrote this one, and it is a Christmas song called Don't Make a Fuss, Merry Christmas.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Whoa. so many things. A, it's an exclusive, which is like a present to me anyway, because
You're so welcome.
what I want on Acoustic to be is like the home of the exclusives. And then you say to me, you're going to bring out, like, you're going to sing a Christmas song.
Yeah, I know it's slightly early because it's not December yet, but I don't care.
Don't worry about
Got
that.
my Christmas tree up already. It's been up for weeks.
Yes. We need more. Yeah, see, everyone goes about Halloween, and no, let's go for Christmas.
Yeah, full on Christmas.
How can you start too early with something that's like the best time of the year?
Yeah, exactly.
The most wonderful, apparently.
Oh, the most wonderful. Yes. Here we go then. So here's an exclusive for On Air Acoustic. Take it away.
Thank you. Is laden with snow, all dressed up and nowhere to go. One more Christmas, one more no show. Whispers in the air. You tease the tinsel out of your hair, whilst your mascara's running everywhere. Say to stop the hurt, just wipe away your tears with my shirt, as I wrap my arms around you. Christmas, don't make a fuss. Merry Christmas, don't make a fuss. Merry Christmas, don't make a fuss. Merry Christmas.
Amazing!
Thank you.
Like the first time I've ever had a Christmas song for On Air Acoustic.
Amazing.
That's the best present ever. I'm so buzzed right now. I am so buzzed right now. Darcy, you sang that beautifully, and those chords. Oh my god,
that's all John. That's all
that
John.
sounds amazing. Oh, that's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I was like in a moment now. I was like, this is incredible. I just wanted like snow to start falling from the ceiling, just like, oh man. Okay, that was incredible. That was incredible. That was, whew, yes, that happened. When's it out?
It's, well, who knows? It's not actually recorded. We just decided we were gonna do it. So
do it for the lols.
Yeah.
Well,
just
why not?
So maybe one day. Who knows?
I mean, you're just knocking out songs just for fun now. I mean, you're showing off, guys. You're showing off. That was next level. I couldn't believe that. That was really, really something beautiful.
Thank you.
What? Yeah, I mean, Christmas is in what? 3 days? What's the date today? 28th, 29th, 30th. First, yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
So there you
Christmas
go.
officially starts. I've kicked it off for you. There you go.
There you go, right? There you go. Oh, it's a shame because I was about to say send it into Vibe. We'll get it playing.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a quick knock up, John. Hey.
There you go. There you go. Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm just looking at the time, and I know we've got one more song to play. So should we go straight into the next one?
Yeah, sure. So this next one is when you release. It's called Love Language. So yeah, hope you enjoy it.
Here you go. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Cups of coffee, early mornings, sweeping the hair off my face so it doesn't annoy me. Running water off my shoulder, taking my hand inside yours so it doesn't get colder. I could fall 1,000 times. Touch, time, gifts. It's not about this, it's a whole heap of things in a list of idiosyncrasies turned into love in me, showing you haven't moved on. My love language is you. Double checking, not forgetting, walking outside of the path so the cars will avoid me. Cooking dinner, dead of winter, pulling the blankets back over so I don't wake frozen. I could fall 1,000 times. Touch, time, gifts. It's not about this, it's a whole heap of things in a list of idiosyncrasies turned into love in me, showing you haven't moved on. My love language is you. Could fall 1,000 times. Touch, time, gifts. It's not about this, it's a whole heap of things in a list of idiosyncrasies turned into love in me, showing you haven't moved on. My love language is you. Thank
Love
you.
that one. So beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful. Where did it all come from, though?
Yeah, so that started off in the leadership meeting. I remember the head teacher was asking everybody, what are your love languages, though? And I was sitting there thinking, oh, God, please don't ask me what mine is, because I really don't know. I didn't know what the answer was going to be, and that's where I was like, it's not about like the love languages, it's about the person and the little things that they do for you. So that's where that came from. Yeah,
that's amazing.
A moment of panic turned into a moment of brilliance.
Well, there you go. Right, that's the best thing ever. That is the best thing ever. How do you go from having all the words and putting them on paper, lyrics, and then do you go to John for like the chords?
No,
how's that all work out for you?
This is a relatively recent arrangement, isn't it, John? So I kind of write the lyrics and have the melody and stuff, and I go to a producer usually, and he puts all the music together. I don't do any of that fun stuff, unfortunately, but I work with a producer and he kind of puts everything together and brings it all to life. He's really good at sort of hearing what I can hear in my head.
Oh, nice.
And making it sound like he's able to listen to what I'm saying and understand what I can hear, which is really impressive, actually.
You've got some amazing people in your corner.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very lucky to work with the people that I do. Yeah,
you got from your husband through to John, through to the school kids, and everyone. You sound like you've got some really, really great people in your corner, which I think is half the battle sometimes. I think in this industry, so. You're off to a good start with that.
Yeah.
Just quickly, how do people find you on your social media and all that kind of stuff?
So I'm on Instagram. You can find me at Darcy Louch, and on TikTok I think I'm Darcy Louch Music. So you can find me on social media, Darcy Louch.
Any gigs coming up?
Not at the moment. So we'll see. Have a look on social media. I'll keep you posted.
Nice. Well, I think people will be adding some of your songs to their playlists tonight because you just smashed it tonight.
Oh, thank you very much.
Wanted to say a massive thank you for coming in.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you for having us.
Anytime. That was absolutely amazing. I can't believe you gave me a Christmas exclusive. That was just the best thing ever. But thank you guys for so much. That is it.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Right, to all of you guys listening, thank you so much for listening again. I will be back next week. Until then, have the best week ever, and I will speak to you next Thursday. All the best. Bye.